Well, hello third grade. It is our second to last class, which is very sad, but also very exciting for you. So before we hop into our lesson today, I wanted to let you know that something that I make my kids do every year, and I'm going to encourage you to do so that you don't lose everything that you've learned this year before you go into next year. And that is a summer bridge book. Now, what is a summer bridge book? Well, you know, a bridge helps you get from one place to the next. So a summer bridge book helps you get from third grade to fourth grade without forgetting everything that you learned, okay? So I want you to still work on your multiplication tables. I want you to do fun math apps, but I think it's very important for you to get a summer bridge book. Like I said, I make my kids do one every year. So it doesn't just have math in it. It has writing, language, vocabulary, maybe some geography, depending on which one you get, but it has math in there. And most of them say that they should only take about 15 minutes a day. And it's 15 minutes that will help you not lose everything that you learned. I'm going to show you a few examples right here. My personal favorite is the Brain Quest one, but you may, and it's really just because of the color and everything, but you may like a different one. You can get them on Amazon, you can get them at Target, Barnes & Noble, Walmart, but here are a few examples. Okay, today's lesson, adding and subtracting decimals. All right, adding and subtracting decimals is just like adding and subtracting regular numbers. The only difference is there are decimal points in it. Okay, so the one thing that you have to remember when you're adding and subtracting decimals is that you always have to line the decimals up so that the place values line up. Okay, so let's look at, it says on page 572, it says, how can you find the total? Tyler wears a pedometer to record, to keep a record of distances when he walks his dog. Last Saturday, that's kind of like a Fitbit or something like that, but I think a pedometer actually goes on your feet, but anyway. Last Saturday, he walked 2.85 miles to the lake and then 1.74 miles on a shortcut home. How far did he walk? So we want to find out the total of how far he walked. So we're going to add 2.85 miles, 2.85 plus 1.74, okay, 1.74. Most important thing is that we lined up the decimals, okay? And then you're also going to put a decimal in the answer. Okay, so 5 plus 4, 9, 8 plus 7, 15, carry the 1, 1 plus 2 plus 1, 4. So he walked a total of 4.59 miles, okay? All right. Okay, what if you have a whole number plus a decimal? Well, a whole number has the decimal point right after it, and then you can put zeros. All right? Okay, so talk about it. How is adding decimals like adding whole numbers? It's the same, okay? In both, you add the digits that are in the same place, but with decimals, you write the decimal point in the answer and you line them up. Okay, all right, so for subtracting, it's the same. You line up the decimal points. So Olivia's pedometer shows that she ran 5.47 miles on Saturday and 3.94 miles on Sunday. How many more miles did Olivia run on Saturday than on Sunday? Okay, so you're going to take 5.47 and subtract 3.94 from it. Okay, so I know it's already there, but I'm going to do it myself also. 5.47 minus 3.94. Okay, so 7 minus 4, 3. 4 minus 9, can we do that? No. So we need to borrow or regroup from the 5, okay? Turn it into a 4 and give it to the 4, which is in the tens place. Okay, so 14 minus 9 is 5, 4 minus 3 is 1. So there's a difference of 1.53 miles in between 5.47 and 3.94. All right, okay, so you are going to do, for your homework, you're going to do practice 574 odd, okay? Remember, when you're adding and subtracting decimals, just make sure you line up the decimals and put a decimal point in the answer. Besides that, it is the same. All right, so for tomorrow, you're going to do 579 all. Let's see what that is. Okay, so this is 579 all is a problem-solving strategy, okay? We like to be problem solvers. And the problem-solving strategy that we're going to use is making an organized list. I don't know if you are like me or if one of your parents or both of your parents are like me, but I love lists. Sometimes I will even make a list after I finished things just so that I can check it off and say that I did it. I love lists. All over the place, I have lists. Okay, so making an organized list makes it so that you can see each step of what you're doing so that you don't get confused and end up getting the problem wrong. So let's look at an example. How do you make an organized list? We're on page 578. The red line segment AC, okay, remember a line segment is a line, but it starts with one point and ends with another point. And so line AC would be from A to C. The red line segment AC is called a diagonal, okay? Diagonal. Segment CA is the same diagonal, obviously. A to C and C to A are the same. The blue line segment BD or DB is also a diagonal. How many diagonals are in a pentagon? Okay, so a pentagon has 5 corners. So these are the things that you know. A diagonal connects 2 corners that are not next to each other. And then you're trying to find the number of diagonals in a pentagon. Okay, so we're going to show all of the possible diagonals by making a list. Okay, so start at A and then find all of the diagonals. Find all of the diagonals that A could go to. So A to D, A to C. Okay, and then draw them. Start at B. Draw B to D, B to E. Okay, and then continue. Start at C. C to A, C to E. Okay, and then D and then E. So how many diagonals are there? Well, if you look at next to how many diagonals there are, well, it looks like a star, but there are 5 diagonals. So when you count them, so you make a list and then you can count them and get the answer. So, and make sure that you don't repeat any of them. All right, so you're going to do the same thing on page 579, but you're going to do 579 all, okay? How many? All tomorrow, okay? And you'll be using the tables, and make sure that you use the strategy of making an organized list. All right, I will see you in a few minutes. If you want to get started on that, that'd be awesome. Bye.